Hey everybody, welcome to the 1.6 release video for my app Second Thought. Second Thought is a voice-driven thinking tool that helps me turn my thoughts into words, smooth out my ideas, and really helps me revisit them when I need clarity. It's about 9:30 right now, but we got to get this release video done, so let's do it. I'm going to start by going over the smaller changes and then the medium changes and the kind of the big feature change. So the first small change that I have is users can now access settings, which just shows them their name and email, and then a little bit of the version and build information, which is helpful for development. They can also log out, which is kind of nice. The second has to do with bursts. You can now categorize things into tags. General will be where all of your bursts that have no tag are collect. If you already have a burst, you can edit it by selecting the tag that you want. So these ones already exist, but I can add a new tag for linear, for example. I don't know why I'd need a tag for that, but now I know, for linear, that's all my linear bursts. So yeah. The next kind of larger change has to do with, again, burst generation. So I found that sometimes when I'm creating a burst, I don't already have a prompt for this burst. So for example, for this burst, what I want you to do is take whatever I say and put it into all emojis. So everything that I say is represented visually with emojis. Like very clearly, I don't have a prompt for this. So what I'm going to do is generate a prompt along with this intention. So it kind of like combines two steps into one. And then I have my new burst. The next kind of like larger change has to do with projects and lists within projects. So for example, in baby shower, I found that within projects, I have like sub projects that revolve around like different topics, which is really interesting. But then when I'm querying and asking the LLM over questions over like the entire project, I don't necessarily want all of the data set. I want to then query like subsets of the data set. So now when I create a new record, I can select a list or create a list that this record would like fall into. After I do that, like I can ask questions over the entire project, or I can ask the LLM questions specific to records within a particular list. An example is my most recent record is around food. And we decided to order pizza instead of barbecue. If I query over the entire project, what's for food, it knows that I'm looking into pizza instead of barbecue. If I query over the food list kind of area, what's for food, it knows that I'm looking for pizza and barbecue. But then when I query over entertainment, where there is no record about food, what's for food, it'll say there's no recent journal entries about food. Being able to have kind of these sub projects within projects just helps me organize my thinking. The very last but kind of like larger feature that I'm releasing with this release has to do with regenerating and like refining prompts. So here's an example with bursts. So let's say I wanted to test out our new emoji translation service burst. And the input, for example, is tonight I'm having dinner with my wife and we're going to have pizza. That's pretty straightforward. 4 very clear emojis of that story. But what if what I don't like about this is I actually want 8 emojis. Like I want double the amount of emojis. And for every time I use this burst in the future, what I want to expect is I'll get at least 8 emojis. So the feedback I would give it is, hey, this is really great, but I want there to be at least 8 emojis. So then I get the feedback that it's like just 8 straight up pizzas, which is like, maybe that's what I want, right? The whole purpose is that now that I have this result, I want to update my prompt so that for every future time I use this prompt, this is the expected output that I would want. So I save it and then I'm done. So now if I were to do the burst again and say something like, today I took my dog on a walk and it was sunny and we had a great time, I would expect that there would be at least 8 emojis, which there are. All right, that's pretty much it for today's release. As always, thank you for your support and for beta testing Second Thought and for watching my videos. I'm finding more and more things to do every week and I'm really enjoying this process and I hope you are too. Thank you.